Shiba Inu is about to experience a major development. An expert has recently revealed some shocking information. The Shiba Inu token supply is getting close to 500 trillion. It appears like a rerun of a historic run is taking shape today as the charts are converging. Time is of the essence since this has the potential to turn many of you into billionaires. How is this a once-in-a-lifetime chance presented and what is going on? Okay, I'll try to clarify. Important notice. This Shiba Inu is acting irrationally today. Its value is skyrocketing, increasing by about 7% today alone. However, the most outrageous aspect is this below. Would you believe me if I said this is only the start? I realize this seems really insane, but bear with me. One expert claims that Shiba Inus aren't simply enjoying themselves, they're actually reliving a specific period in history. We're discussing a pattern that generated millionaires during its previous appearance. You can't miss the signs. We may be seeing the beginnings of something incredibly big today. First though, let's examine the current state of the Shiba Inu pricing before we go into the meaning of this pattern. Here we are perhaps in the quiet before the storm. The atmosphere is becoming more charged and intense. Something monumental is likely to happen soon, since the market is experiencing apprehension and anticipation. Something really intriguing on the chart has been pointed up by another analyst. He claims that there are significant bullish entry points being shown by Shiba Inu. A layperson may put it this way, it's signaling approval to people who know what to look for. If his predictions come to fruition, the price of Shiba Inu might see a significant surge. What he's implying is that it might potentially reach levels not seen for a while, levels that could generate significant excitement and drive. And keep in mind that these are not nitpicky minor changes. We may be in for a huge move, something that might multiply present values many times over, if this momentum continues and this pattern continues playing out as it did before. Indeed, it may appear absurd initially. However, it becomes much more comprehensible when one considers the chart's historical patterns and the current upward energy. You won't believe what you're about to hear if you thought today's pump was remarkable. As Shiba Inu begins to turn a profit again, market watchers are keeping a close eye on a specific zone. Currently there is a significant barrier to entry with more than 500 trillion Shiba Inu tokens. Typically the price has a hard time breaking through this kind of area. If it does though, things might shift drastically. New information from Intel, the block, shows that more than 145,000 wallets are in possession of almost 540 trillion Shiba Inu coins. Generally speaking, at around the same markup, it's a huge group of holders. This is like being in a pressure cooker. The world is waiting to witness whether the bulls can make it through. It will be more than a minor victory if Shiba Inu manages to get above this zone. It would essentially undo months of decline, it would completely change the course of events, and pave the way for Shiba Inu to surge to significantly greater levels. Already some industry watchers are predicting a change that would send Shiba Inu prices soaring to levels not seen for quite some time. Furthermore, the market could be rekindled if that occurs. Give it some thought. The situation is reaching a critical mass with thousands of holders and hundreds of trillions of tokens. The market isn't operating as usual today. There may have been a legendary moment in the life of the Shiba Inu. Looking at what transpired earlier today helps put everything in context even better. People who own Shiba Inus are currently setting new marks. To the letter, not only is the price going up but the community is going up as well. There has been a meteoric rise in the number of households with Shiba Inus. Plus a huge milestone was reached today. A member of the Shiba Inu team named Lucy made a monumental announcement on X. Shiba Inu has officially topped 1.5 million on-chain holders, she revealed. That is tremendously impressive. Continual growth has been the hallmark of the community since its start in late 2020. Plus we're rapidly approaching 2 million holders. Yeah, that's crazy. What this demonstrates is how firm the faith in this project is. The Shiba Inu community is stronger than ever, with everyone from early adopters to newcomers jumping on board. In addition, it is not limited to individuals possessing. Something is going on with the whole Shiba Inu network. The number of transfers has surpassed 15 million. Everything from wallets to exchanges to DeFi movements, etc. This is a really serious endeavor. Evidently token holders aren't doing nothing. Their activities include using, trading, and relocating them. The environment is flourishing and full of life. Plus, the overall cryptocurrency market is experiencing a renaissance at the same time as all of this is unfolding. The situation is improving, as the Shiba Inu gracefully rides that wave. At our current rate of growth, Lucy's next big aim of 2 million holders doesn't seem too far away. There is genuine momentum, individuals are feeling bullish, and the community is fired up. Consequently, a compelling picture emerges when you combine price action, resistance levels, community growth, and network activity. Shiba Inu is more than just living. There's a rumble, something huge may be about to start. We are already witnessing the potential magnitude of this. An analyst has just made an astounding discovery about Shiba Inus, and he isn't alone. It seems like a lot of experts are coming to the conclusion that Shiba Inu prices might be about to skyrocket soon. Crypto strategist Patrick Schmidt has offered a fascinating comparison. He compared the current actions of Shiba Inu with the state of affairs just prior to that enormous gathering in 2021. Surely you recall that particular instance. Shiba Inu suddenly became quite popular. In April of 2021, Schmidt tweeted about how there seemed to be no activity at all. Out of nowhere, Shiba Inu embarked on an unprecedented historic run. He isn't claiming that everything will turn out the same, but the atmosphere and arrangement are quite identical. And it's beginning to affect a large number of people. Something significant was also noticed on the charts by another expert, Ali Martinez. Using a popular indicator, he discovered a classic purchase signal. This has a track record of appearing just before huge price spikes. In addition, he mentioned a crossing and an RSI that is rising, which are indicators that the momentum for buying is rapidly increasing. Finally, a key moving average level was just regained by Shiba Inus. To most traders, that is a huge red flag indicating more significant changes are on the horizon. Additionally, a traditional configuration indicating strength is beginning to take shape on the price chart, a bullish channel. We may be in for a repeat of those previous highs, or perhaps something considerably larger, if this momentum continues to build. And I'll tell you why this is really thrilling. If you invested $100 in 2021, you may wake up with tens of thousands of dollars. Things happened at that pace. That rally was just crazy. Advantages that can change your life in only 24 hours. Thus, if the past does really repeat itself, albeit in a little different form, this may once again be that time. You should seize this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And look who returns right when the action starts to heat up. Kusama Satoshi. He has recently made an announcement about returning to work. This style of leadership is manifesting itself at this very second. There's a reason for that, it's strong. It's the type of stimulus that might intensify this rise. Additionally, Lucy shared a message that could be the missing piece of the puzzle. According to her, it takes a long time before it all comes together. Plain English, but if you give it some thought, that one statement might hold the answer to everything going on in the world right now. Indeed, the Shiba Inu has been subtly growing the community, the environment, and its infrastructure. At this point, it seems like the stars are aligning. Things are becoming hot in the market. Experts are finding signs of optimism. There has been a dramatic shift in token prices. We are testing levels of resistance that are enormous. As a group, the Shiba Inu are making strides. Perhaps Lucy wasn't merely quoting an inspirational statement. Perhaps it was a sign